Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make no-sew sachets. So you can scent all of your drawers, you can even scent your diaper bag if you need to. It's a super simple tip, and you can just use a remnant of fabric. I'm going to use our Henley fabric today, but you could use fabric that's left over from any craft project that you have, or even an old shirt or a pair of jeans. It's so simple. First thing you do is you just lay out your fabric. Decide the size that you want your sachets. So for example, a ruler is really helpful, or even a tape measure. These are approximately 4 inches. So you want to go about an inch on each side at a minimum of fabric when you trace out your pattern. So I'm going to trace out a 6 by 6 inch square on the fabric. Use some chalk and just draw out your pattern. 6 inches. Another little tip, it's good to draw your pattern out on the side that has the print as opposed to the opposite side. That way you know what section you're tracing and you can kind of visualize how the pattern's gonna lay out as you're going. And you can just then double up the fabric. So just fold it like this. Saves you one side of the hem actually. And then you just cut your pattern out because you can see your chalk. Make sure your fabric's nice and straight. I like to use the fabric shears because it gives a nicer edge to the fabric, but you can even just use regular scissors, is fine. Just cut right along your chalk line. And again, remember I'm cutting both sides at the same time, so I've got this fabric doubled up because it reduces the times I have to cut this pattern. And then cut the other side. We're actually, believe it or not, almost done with this project. It's so simple. Now I've got my fabric cut out. You'll notice I already have one of my seams done because I just folded it in half. So now I'm over to the iron. I've got my hem tape, my shears, and my fabric. And remember, I've folded it where the pattern is facing each other. Just gauge how much hem tape you need. I'm just gonna cut it for 2 sides for now. And got both pieces. So you just simply lay the hem tape down right on one of the pattern sides and then right on the other side as well, because you're only closing 2 sides right now, because remember we have to fill that. Unless you decide to abandon the project altogether. When I did this with my niece and my nephews, after we got to this point, they decided they want to make this into a tablet holder instead. So we didn't even seam the top, we turned it into a tablet holder with handles, and it worked just fine. It was really cute. So you can always improvise along the way if you get inspired to create something different. So you want to really iron down each side just for about 30 seconds just to make sure it's nice and glued down. All right, so we're all set. So now just let it dry for another 30 seconds or so to make sure that the tape is nice and secure. And then you go back over to your table and you fill this up. Now it's just time to fill it with your potpourri or your favorite scent. I'm just using dried lavender today. Turn this right side out. If you have any holes on the seams, just go back to the ironing board and reheat the seams. And you just fill it. So you fill this about as full as you want it. If you have excess fabric, you can always cut it right off the top. So there's no rule of thumb. This smells so good. You could even put this sachet right on top of your pillow and just freshen up your bed before you go to bed. Once you have it as full as you want it to be, and it doesn't need to be overfilled, just turn in the top edges, add 1 more piece of hem tape right in between the edges and go back to your iron to smooth that down, and you're completely finished and you have your no-sew sachets.
For more tips that will make you love coming home, please visit youtube.com/JenniferAdams and follow us on Twitter @JenniferAdams.